So this friend of mine tulipatana na yeye at Chipo's Point. I used to go to Juja so many times because I had a friend who had a shop where she was selling chips. So she would give me like a job to like peel the potatoes for her when she's selling, and she would pay me like 200 bob. So that chick came there. She was a regular customer who used to come and buy like five chips. She would buy a lot. So we loved her, and we used to like talk to her so much, and welcome her because she used to give us money. So we became friends, and I gave her my number, and she would come, and we became friends, and we would talk, and eventually we became so close because she was also a single mom. So she invited me to her house, and I went there, and I used to go there, and sometimes I would make her nails, and she would give me like 200 bob. But every time I went, I would find something new, like a new TV, 65-inch. Hizi sofas are 600k, hizo those luxury things, and she was just a student. So I told her, Manze, why are you my friend and you can't get me, and you just can't tell me where I can get a job? So she told me that one day when she gets the opportunity, she will tell me what she does. So I waited patiently, and one day she just called me and told me to come and meet her at the salon where she usually goes. We shared one hairdresser. So um I went, and she told me, "Are you sure you can do any kind of job?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure," because I didn't even expect it would be something like prostitution. So I thought it would be like something like going making nails or selling something, like these jobs, not prostitution. I would never even think of prostitution. So she got a message in her phone, and she showed me the message. So the message said, "Where are you located? I need an annual." So I just looked at her, and I was so shocked. I didn't talk. I first kept quiet because the hairdresser was there, and I didn't want to look like I'm shocked. So I first kept quiet and waited for her to finish. So we went to after she was finished, we went, bought a soda, and went to her house. So she told me that it's a website where where you would get in with 2000 bob, and when you get in with 2000 bob, uh you would be added in the website, and then you give them a photo of your size, and then they would put a person who just looks exactly like you but not you, like another picture of another lady, and then you'd be paying 2000 every month to sustain the you in that website. So I I was scared because I was not even sure, and I was really interested because I'm such a curious person. So I first said Ami says but a 2k say, because I was so broke. So she told me, "Don't worry, I'll pay for you the 2k, and I will talk to the manager." There is actually a manager, the owner of the site, and it's not one site, it's like 4 sites, and they all take just students and women. There are over 200 women in that site. So, and then you'll get a new number. You'd actually go and you get an ID for a person, and you register with it a line, and then you'd call yourself a name. So you would just actually do that, and then you give out the number, and it would be posted there. So your messages will just like people wanting you would just who want you would just text you or call you and give you the location. So my girl did everything for me, got me the line, the everything I needed, and paid. So when that is done, you would have to now start the business. So immediately I was given the phone and opened, there was a call. And she told me, if you're not ready, if you want, I can give you my house, you meet up here and they would pay you. And first I panicked and didn't pick the call, and I told her, let me first wait and think about it. And then she told me, just remember, at every end month you need to pay 2,000 shillings, and your kid needs food and your kid needs everything. So put aside the guilt and put aside everything and forget. And I asked her, how do you even survive? And she was like, I stay high, and every time a man comes, I smoke weed. So I'm never into myself. Like, I'm not me. I'm somebody else. So, and I would ask her, because when you have too much sex, actually your pussy swells and you feel so much pain, and it's just disgusting. And she told me she has sex like with 10 men in a day and she never goes dry. She was just too much. So I told her, today I was not prepared for anything like this, so let me go, I'll come back and we will talk more about this. So I went home first, and then later came back because I was so desperate to get money. And at the time, my boyfriend did not even have a job or anyone to support. So I came back and I started picking the calls. And before I even started, she told me that um, just pure sex is 1,500 or any amount you want according to how rich the person you see the person is. But the limit of as in where you can't go under, is 1,500. So I was like, okay, let me just do this. So I did it for like one week, and I would get like 3 clients a day because I didn't have my own place, and people would just refuse to pay lodgings, and men wanted to just come to your house, and I didn't have a place, so I refused. Most of them refused me because I didn't have my place. So I did that, and some of my clients were actually permanent clients, people who would call you, people who have wives, and they would tell you, you know what, my wife is had surgery and she has a baby and I can't wait for that long to just have sex. So that was a regular one. Other ones are these students who come from other countries. They will just book you and want just you. And for me, it was just normal sex, not anal, not anything crazy, just normal people, normal guys. And I had no experience of an anal. But she had so much experience. She had so much experience. It was just mind blowing. Every time I would meet her, it was just mind blowing. So most of the time she would get hookups for threesomes. She would call me to help her out. So that's when I actually saw her having anals and all that stuff. So we would talk with her, we would share, and she would she would tell me that her parents had cursed her. She was raped, and she was like told never to go back. So the mother was not able, and niwale to there are those kids. She was those kids who parents don't give a fuck about them. So that's why she was like that. And she was just looking for comfort. She never wanted to settle with anyone, and she just wanted to make money. As for me, I just wanted money. I was still in a relationship with my guy. And after 2 months, I got tired because my conscience my heart was not in peace. Every time I would look at my guy, I was like, why am I even doing this to you? And I did it for 2 months, then I stopped, but I made a lot of money. And my guy found out very recently, and it blew up very bad. So yeah, we would meet up with other girls, and actually there was this girl who told me that she has a job in a bank, and she was not actually looking for money. She was just there to give people HIV, and she would just give people HIV because she was infected by a guy she loved, and she was so honest to this guy, and she felt so bad and she wanted to revenge. So she would just get into sex with men and just transmit and transmit and transmit. And trust me, that point reached, and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. If this is the animosity in all this, I can't just do this. So I had to quit. It. So don't say that these girls are rich or their parents are rich. Most of these girls are broken and very poor, and most want a good life and to build houses for their parents and to put stable jobs for their parents, because I met so many people who are like that. And most of them would just say, me, I just want to get my mom out of this shit, and I want my mom to be stable, and I want this for my family, and people have kids, and it's just so fucked up. People even do this for fees, and those people from Ushago, like those areas where there is no money, like no money, those are the kind of girls you find here. So yeah. Oh, by the way, the annual would go for 8K to 10K. Yeah, to any amount according to your pocket. So she would just look at you and give you a prize. There was no like a stable amount for that. Yeah, that was how I ventured into this prostitution life, but I thank God I just came out of it, and right now I'm at a better place. I forgave myself. Yeah, at least I'm trying to work, not just find shortcuts for other things. Yeah, and the owner of the site, I heard he was arrested or something of the sort, or police are looking for him. I don't know what happened to him. By the way, extiendela ache kuwachocha, you can't see a prostitute. They can't allow you to see them if you're not having sex. You must be a client for you to see them. So hakuna vile alienda huko and he came out like that. He had to.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Happy new month, and it's almost Christmas. Yeah, so it's also World AIDS Day, and I am probably you don't know my story. So I'm going to say my story one more time, because I said I will never get tired of saying my story until we end the HIV and AIDS stigma and discrimination. My name is Doreen Muracha, and for 27 years I have lived with HIV since I was born to a HIV disconnect couple. My mom is HIV positive and my dad is HIV negative. I am a third born in a family of 4 children, and the rest of my siblings are HIV negative. I'm the only one who turned out positive, me and my late brother. So World AIDS Day, today's theme is communities are making the difference in ending the fight against HIV and AIDS. What is a community? Communities are you and me. And for you and me to make the difference, we have to start by talking about HIV. We have to start by talking to the people, by treating people living with HIV as humans. Before we see the virus, let us see the human. I always say that we are only fabulous hosts to a tiny virus. I have hosted my tiny guest for the past 27 years. Another person has hosted it for the past 2 years. It doesn't really mean that now I am special and they're not, because at the end of the day, we are both living with HIV. For people living with HIV, World AIDS Day is every day. It's every day that we take medication. It's every day that we face rejection. It's every day that we face stigma. And this year's theme is communities make the difference. The community is you and me. Community are the people. And I want to speak to the people this morning that if you are not infected with HIV, you're definitely affected. So treat that person, that neighbor, that relative, that friend, that partner living with HIV as a human. Before you see the HIV, see the human. Because at the end of the day, we are just amazing hosts to a tiny guest. We are not dying, we are not sad, we are not sick. We are just hosting a very tiny guest, very beautifully and awesomely. And to everyone living with HIV, I know that our World AIDS Day is every day. So hang in there. Remember, you are greater than HIV and you are a beautiful story. Thank you and goodbye.